Not that that's the pleasure of introducing the last speaker today. I've known Stephen Jones for about
4 months.
4 months, maybe, and maybe 5 hours. 4 months, maybe 5 hours of time. And I met Stephen at Starbucks on College Avenue. And I had been walking, I don't know, sometimes that's a destination. And so I went into Starbucks, and here's this gentleman sitting there at one of the tables. And I don't know what, when I kept looking at him, my first thought was, if Jesus came back, he'd look like that. That's honest. So that was my first thought was, if Jesus came back, he'd look like that. And so I kept looking over at him because there was just something about him that was really very interesting and very appealing, and he had this kind of nice aura about himself, and I just had to meet him. I don't usually pick up strange people or different people or whatever you want to, whatever she said, I should do that. And we started talking, and I thought, what a wonderful gentleman. What a wonderful gentleman. And we've continued to chat, and he's doing some wonderful things that I hope he will share with you. But he's very interested in helping people. And I really appreciate when people go out of their way to work with people, when they have a mission, when they're trying to make the world a better place. And he said, well, what can I do for you? And I said, well, you want to speak? Come and speak. And so I've never heard him speak, except other than chat over coffee. And he actually came, and he seems to show up. It's really interesting. I've had some challenges before school started with some people on campus. And how was I going to confront them because I wanted to talk to them. And all of a sudden, there's Stephen. And it's like, well, this is what I'm thinking. And all of a sudden, I'm sharing things with him, and he's giving me advice about whatever the world is happening. So how about maybe you could tell the students a little bit about your history or background, or what brings you here, or do you just want to speak? It's on you.
Either way, I'll do both.
Tell us a little about yourself. Tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, before I get started, one of the things I'd like you to do, if at any point I'm not in the video right there, feel free to just walk up there. You can't, I'm bulletproof when it comes to nothing really phases me with things. So it'll make me relax more than I'm like, am I in the video? I'm not in the video, so I can let go of that and just be here of service for you. One of the cool things that I never did tell Randy, after she said I look like Jesus, I'm not Jesus, but after she said I look like Jesus, I said, wow, maybe I could join like the Jewish single dating, or maybe the Christian single dating. It was hard because Jesus was Jewish, but he's also a Christian, so I didn't know which one to join. But I ended up not doing that. So. Okay, I am a visionary. I have 3 titles. I'm a visionary, I'm an inspirational speaker, and I'm a social media lobbyist. Visionary. My friend Derek got married in Hawaii. And I went to the wedding in Hawaii. I got a hotel room in Hawaii. And this is before I knew I was a visionary. And about 3 days in, some of my friends started ordering drinks at the pool to my room. Probably about $800 in, somebody told me. And I said, I was mad that they did it. I was like, I can't believe that you guys did it, but I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. It's going to work its way out. And then all of a sudden, I left, and they're at the pool ordering drinks, $1,200, $1,500. And then somebody comes up to them and says, there's no credit card on that room. And then I laughed at them. They got real mad. I said, you were thinking about this like 8 in the morning. I knew you guys were going to do this a month ago. That's what a visionary is. What that means today is I'm one person. I like to learn from everybody I come into contact. And I do learn from everybody I come into contact with. So one of the things that happened was a year ago, a little more than a year ago, I started saying, I want to create a life. I want to be free, but I want to be famous. How can I do this? So I started using my avatars, like you have avatars online, but I started using the big guns. And one of the reasons why I sat at Starbucks all those times, I asked myself, how would Gandhi use the social networks? As a social media lobbyist, I make money online doing different projects, and I help the community out there, but I asked myself that question. And seems like a very, very basic question, but the stuff that came out of it, in the last 15 weeks, I took a website that was worth $1,200 and it's worth over $1 million by asking that question. I have a database of 28,000 people. And enough about me. I'm going to show you the strategies that I use that are very simple. And the fact that you're in college and the fact that you're having a fundamental learning process. A fundamental learning process. My organic processes will help you out. A lot of people that are, when we're doing the game, when we threw the sock and we're supposed to put together a formula, a lot of the people that were in my group were amazed that I was able to figure it out so quick. And even though I have a business background and a minor in math, what I did is it came to me and I trusted it and I tested it out. And I just went with it. I didn't know it was going to work because I trusted that the group would figure it out. That was a good start, and I just went with it. Sometimes learning in the Harvard model, as I say it, that all schools have run off, learning in the Harvard model, sometimes it's so based on making mistakes that we're afraid to put our neck out there. The mingle game, that's pretty much what I do on an everyday basis. I walk around, walk in different directions and everything and go there. I honor your generation. That's why we get along. I honor your generation. I love you guys. That's why I'm here on campus. I worked my ass off to get into this room. I got criticized, I got tons of no's, but this is the way I look at it. This is the way I look at it. Every no that I get, it's like when you go to the video store. Every time you get a no, every time you go in there and they check it off, you get a video, it comes closer to a yes. And even though I have a lot of the things, I'm thankful for the fact that a lot of people think I'm idiots and some people think I'm real smart because it keeps me humble. Because if I had a bunch of yes men around me, it would be a dangerous world. I also have 28,000 people in my database that are actively writing for my blog that I don't train any of them. And that's what's pushing up the price of my blog. How did I do that? I sat with the vision. I stayed tight with the vision. I told myself I was lazy. I told myself I wasn't focused. And then I learned that I was more focused than a lot of different people. I just had a different way of being focused. I have a learning disability. I wrote 4 books in February. I have a CD for all of you that is one of the books that I wrote to honor your generation and also know that your generation in some ways has surpassed my generation. I see your generation as a culmination of a lot of different generations. You're very, very powerful. You've done a lot. The way that you, just for the fact that you embrace social media, amazing things have happened and amazing things have gone.